The eNovativePiano workbook allows teachers to group lessons into checklists and track students' self-reported progress on those lessons. Checklists can be used to group assignments into a larger unit. Checklists help students stay organized by assuring that they have met the requirements of an assignment, and because student completion of a checklist is tied to their self-reported assignment progress, eNovativePiano checklists serve as a call to action intended to increase student engagement. Checklists are tied to workbooks and can only be created from within a workbook. To create a checklist, select the workbook items you wish to group together, and from the Bulk Actions menu, select Group In, Add to Checklist. Give the new checklist a title or add to an existing checklist. Remember to save. You can create as many checklists as you like. To organize and manage your checklists, you need to locate the Manage Checklists page. There are a couple of ways to do that. From the workbook, go to the Workbook toolbox and select Manage Checklists. You can also get there from the Recent Workbooks section of the dashboard. Select the Track Checklist Progress icon for any workbook, then choose Manage Checklists. From the Manage Checklists page, you can perform the following actions. Rename checklists and create new ones. To add, change, or remove a date, select the calendar icon for each assignment. The checklist will show the date or date range for all the assignments in that checklist. Be aware of the difference in how checklists work in date format and unit subject or eNovativePiano format workbooks. Checklists in a date format workbook will, by default, be organized by due date. To change the order of a checklist, you would have to change the due dates themselves. Changing an assignment's due date in a date format workbook will also change the date shown in the checklist and vice versa. In a unit subject or eNovativePiano format workbook, you can reorder the checklist simply by dragging and dropping them. You can also reorder the items in a checklist by dragging and dropping them. It doesn't really matter in a unit subject format workbook that these dates are out of order. Do remember that due dates in a unit subject format workbook do not show in the workbook itself. Students must go to Track Checklist Progress to see the due dates. Lastly, you can delete items from a checklist. Note that the assignment will not be deleted from the workbook. It will only be removed from this checklist. Students report their progress directly from the lesson page. To locate their checklists and indicate their progress on a checklist item, they can select the Track Checklist Progress icon from the Recent Workbooks area of their dashboard, or from the Workbook toolbox. This opens the Checklist Progress page, where students can see all the checklists that have been created for their workbook. Expanding the checklist shows the individual items on the checklist. Selecting the lesson takes them to the lesson page where they can practice and then report or update their completion status. The following options are available: did not begin, just started, still working, and got it. Checklist items will be marked as completed when the student reports got it as their status. Both teachers and students track their checklist progress in the same manner from the Recent Workbooks block on their dashboard or from the Workbook toolbox. When selected, the checklist summary provides the following information. Teachers can view a summary of the class completion rate for each checklist, a summary of the class completion rate for each item on the checklist, individual student progress on the checklist as a whole, individual student progress on each assignment in the checklist, and individual student progress on all checklists and practice logs. Track checklist progress provides a bird's eye view of the overall progress of your class for each checklist, but you can drill down to see more detailed and specific information about each student's progress. The first thing you see when you select Track Checklist Progress is a summary of the class completion rate for each checklist that you created. Selecting either the checklist title or the progress bar will expand your view in various ways. Select the checklist title if you want to see class progress on each assignment within the checklist. Select the progress bar if you want to view individual student progress quickly. Selecting the progress bar of the different items on the left changes the information shown on the right side. Select the student's name to isolate and view their self-reported status on all checklists as well as their practice log. Select the assignment title to go to the actual lesson page. Remember, a student must have reported got it for the item to be marked as completed. Only workbook items can be included on checklists. Student progress tracking for past due assignments is only available for workbook lessons included on a checklist. So, if you aren't planning on using checklists to organize groups of assignments, putting all the workbook assignments into a single checklist will allow you to take full advantage of student progress tracking.